Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey by hitting that subscription button. It's free, of course, and not to forget to hit that bell notification for the new uploads. So I am going to create a table runner for this doily that I did last week, and the video's out, of course, but I didn't do the doily, the table runner, sorry, and it was requested to have the table runner for this Christmas doily. So I'm going to create it, and you're going to create it with me along. So it's just going to be a brain thing as I go, as long as I can fit some of this pattern in the centerpiece, and of course the flowers here and there. Okay, so we're going to get started. Thank you so much, everybody, for being part of this journey and for your beautiful comments. Thank you to all of yous out there. I mean, there's so many of yous to even name it. Ella, thank you so much. Charmaine, Nancy McDonald, Nancy Strand, Betty Sanders, both Karens, Karen Young, Karen Coffey. Oh my God, the list goes on and on and on. I can't remember half of your names. I'm so sorry. There's just like so many people, right? But the ones that come to mind, because you constantly comment on every video, and I appreciate so much every single one of you for doing that. So it comes to my head just off the bat, but I'm sorry if I don't remember all your names. I send you big hugs to every single one of you, okay? Please give a thumbs up on the video. It's very important to have the video recognized, and the only way it's going to get recognized is by you giving those thumbs up on it. Okay, so we're going to get started. These are 100% cotton thread, 4-ply. I'm going to use hook number 3, a pair of scissors, and of course a small hook to tuck in my loose ends. Let's get started, everyone. Thank you again. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is make that slip stitch knot, and this slip stitch knot does not count as one chain. So from here on we're going to do 62 chain stitch. Okay, so this would be row 1 if you want to put it, or not even row 1, because row 1 would count from the next one. So 62 chain stitch, and I'll meet you at the end. I've done my 62 chain stitch. Now if you want to go smaller, you can take out 10, so you'll do 52. If you want to go bigger, then you can do 72, 82. So you add it by 10, okay? Or smaller, take down 10. So I have 62 chain stitch. On my 4th chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to do double crochet. Now I'm going to do, this is going to be an oval one, okay? So I'm going to do 1 double crochet per space. So you're going to have your total of your 62 double crochet, okay? So nothing to it, 1 per space, double crochet, and I'll meet you at the end. So I did my 62 double crochet. Inside of the same one here, I'm going to create 6 more double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, because we finished with 1 here and we increased 6 in here, I want to have the same amount, 62, on this side as I have on this side. So I'm going to do 1 more. So now you're supposed to have a total of 8 double crochets. That's including with the last one, the 62 one. With 6 more is 7, plus 1 more is 8. Okay, so we can have 64 on each side. Okay, now we're going to the next one, and we're going to do double crochet and 1 per space. So basically everything you're doing on this side, you have to do it on the other side also, remembering that. Okay, well, this side, everything we do on this side, we're doing on this side. Coming to the other edge, we're going to increase those 6 double crochets inside of the corner on the same one. Okay, so we can have the 8 total, but I'll meet you at the end. Okay. Okay, so we're basically almost on the corner. Let me just lower the slide here. I don't want it to white out too much. One chain, and if you realize, we still have one more before we hit into those groups in the corner, right? We're on the very last one of the chains here. Or are we in a corner? Let me see. No, we are exactly in the corner. So we have the first one that belongs to the 8 groups. So we're going to do one chain and we're going into the second one. Okay? With 1 double crochet and one more on the same space and then 1 chain. Next space, double crochet and double crochet on the same space. 1 chain and again. So we're going to have these double crochets groups 6 times, okay? 1 chain and again. Double crochet and another double crochet on the same space. 1 chain, double crochet and another double crochet. Just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have, just check it here. 6. Okay, so I made a mistake. I have to, that's why it's always very important to look ahead of the video. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is the first one in here, and then here. Just bear with me, people. You know, it's kind of hard when you're just creating something right out of the head. Okay, so 2. So 2 per space, 1 chain. So I'm probably going to end up with 7 and not 6. No issues. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 chain. 5. 1 chain. Whoops. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to do 7. So we're going to have 7 groups on the corner here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, group of 7. And we still have 1 in there, which we're going to skip that one and go into the next one. So they can fall lined up. And then next space. And it looks crooked when you look at it like that, but they're really lined up with the double crochets here. Okay, so we have a total. Let me just count to make sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So we have 20. We'll just recount once we get to the end again, just to make sure that we are on the same path. Skip one into the next one and create your groups again. Okay, so this would be row 2, let's say. Okay, so I'll meet you at the corner. So again, we are just on the very first one that's inside of the corner. So we're going to skip that one. Go into the second one that's in the corner groups already. And do double crochet, 2 per space, 1 chain, and again. So we're supposed to have the same amount here as we have on the other side, obviously. next space, 2 together, 1 chain, 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 next space, 2 together. Let me just see how many I have. I just keep doing it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have our 7, and here is the space 1 chain, and we're just gonna come in on 3rd space, and there it is. So we have our groups of 2 double crochet, 7 groups. Let me just lower this lighting here. It's always, well, too dark. Okay. So we have our 7 group, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we have 7 on this side. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So you're going to have 20 groups on this side and 20 on this side. And 7 and 7 on the corners. So now we're just going to repeat the groups. Both sides are going to be like this for a few rows. Okay, everyone, so we're pretty much closed in with the slip stitch. We're going to go up chain 2 or 3 for some of you. Remembering that you could always click on the 3 little buttons on the right hand corner right up top and slow down the video and turn your CC caption on to read down here the stitch that I'm calling. So we're just going to do double crochets over double crochet, 1 chain separation, and it will be repeatedly the same thing on the other side. Now when we get to the corner, we're going to be doing an increase on the last double crochet. So now we start with row 1, here's 2, the next one will be 3, the next one will be 4 with a chain separation. So we'll be adding 2 together on the last double crochet, okay? But we'll get to it as soon as I get to the corner. And we're going to do about 5 or 6 rows this way. Now, I'm not going to record every row because it's the same thing constantly. What you can do is you can always advance the video, and you should, to see what has been done or how it's been done, and then come back and follow the procedure to create it. Okay, so I'll meet you at the corner. Just lower the lighting here a bit. Okay, so I'm on my last one, 1 chain. I'm coming into the groups, so I'm doing 1 on the next one, 2 together, 1 chain on the next one, 1 alone on the next one, 2 together. So we're increasing 2 on the same space on the groups by adding 2 together on the last double crochet, and the other corner will be repeatedly the same way. So what we just finished doing, we're going to continue to do the same way all the way to the other corner. Okay, so continue yours until your last group, and then do your 20 groups of 2, and then again repeat the same thing here with the increase. Okay, so I'll meet you here at the end. Whoops, this is so crazy trying to fix this light all the time. Okay, so I've closed in with a slip stitch. I'm going up chain 2. For some of you, chain 3 if your stitch is too tight, and we're creating the groups again. Okay, so basically I'm going to do about 5 or 6 rows of this, and then changing. I think I forgot to mention, so I'll be using the green and of course the red. Okay, so I'll be changing colors. I'll be using the green. Okay, so repeat this, and when we get to the corner, again, we're going to be doing the increase 2 on the last double crochet. So we're going to have a total of 4. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so as you can see, I've come to the corner and I've done my first one by adding another double crochet on the same space. So we started with 1 double crochet, 2, 3, 4, next row 5, 6, and it's going to be repeatedly the same way until as many rows as you'd like, because you can go bigger if you like. I'm going to do about 5 rows and then come back to you on it. You could always advance the video to see where I'm at. Okay, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much did my 5 rows of these, of the groups. So if we count from the beginning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the 7th row, we're just going to do double crochet over double crochet. So chain 2 for some, chain 3 for others, double crochet on the next space. So where we have the space here, 1 double crochet. We're going to do this all the way around. When we get to the corners, we're going to add 1 on the last one as we've been doing. So 1 in the space and 1 double crochet per space. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so we're pretty much here on the corner, and I'm not going to add 1 on the end because we have the space here. So I forgot we had a little space here, so I'm just adding in the space. So it's just 1 per each, the same way all the way around. So very simple. One in the center. Okay, so we're going to do that all the way around, and then I'm cutting my thread and going into the green. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much did all my double crochet, coming in with the green, and this row is only going to be single crochet. Okay, so you can pretty much go anywhere. I'm just going to go anywhere on here and do single, 1 per space. Let me just get some black out of here so you can see better. Oops, I'm doing halves. Last project I did was halves, so no, it's doing halves, not a good thing. I mean, it wouldn't have been bad, but I don't need the height on green because we're doing the stems, the flower stems. Okay, so 1 per space. I'm going to check on the end if I need to add 2 on the last double crochet. I'll meet you at the corner. So I'm at the corner, and I'm still going to continue as a single crochet for every space. Okay, so just repeat this all the way around, and then we're going to create the flower stems. Okay. Okay, everyone, so we pretty much closed in with a slip stitch. I was trying something different, but didn't work out, so I had to come back to it and take it apart. Okay, so chain 3 for a double crochet. Another double crochet on the same space. 2 chain and 2 more double crochet on the same space. 1 chain separation. We are going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 5th space, we're going to do again the same group. 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet. So simple as that. 1 chain separation. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 5th space. Now, if your stitch is too tight and you find that it's pulling too much here, instead of doing 1 chain, do 2 chain here, okay? So here we know it's two chain for sure in the V groups. And if you find here, I'm doing one chain, but if you find that it's it's pulling too much, it's too tight for you, then do 2 chain separation. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 5th space again. Okay, so simple as that. Okay, and I'll come back to you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much finished all my green. I'm going to go in with my red and do my flowers now. So I'm going to come anywhere, doesn't matter. I'm going to start here at the edge of the corner. And I'm going to do a single and 5 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, the single and 2 chains is for double crochet. So I'm going to come back on my 3rd one to do the peacock. Okay. Whoops. I'm going to come back in and do another double crochet. 1, 2, 3 chain, and again peacock. So I'm creating my flowers. Then we have a few more rows after this, and then we're done. 1, 2, 2, 3. And 1 more double crochet. So now we have 4 double crochet, 3 peacocks. I'm going to come in where we have the separation here and do a single, come back in, double crochet again, and 3 chain and peacock. So simple as that. 4 double crochet with 3 peacocks. And a single in between them. The flowers means here. So come in with a single, and we're going to do it like this all the way around. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so now I'm going back into the white, and exactly in between the groups here, as you can see, we have that single, or you can start on this one if you like, and right on the single I'm going to do a single and 2 chains for double crochet. Trying to hide my thread, so that's 2. I'm going to come back in the same space, and I'm going to create another double crochet. Okay, now I'm going to do 1, 2 chains. For some people that I'm going to try 2. If I need to do 3, then I'm going to do 3. For some of you that your chain or your stitch is too tight, then do 3 chain. Okay, so we're going to have them like this. I'm going to see if I'm okay with 2. If not, I'm going to do a 3. Most probably will have to be at 3 so it doesn't pull too much. Try a couple more and see how it is. Okay, so it seems to be working out okay for me with 2, but I'm sure at the edges we're probably going to have to do a 3 chain, and I'm really loosening it up. I'm not tying up my stitch too much because then it will pull too much on it. But for some of you that have a very tight stitch, extremely, then do 3, okay? Because we don't want it too loose. We want the flowers to almost, I mean, it's only going to get fixed when we do the next row. You know what I'm saying? Now it looks all crippled up. But the next row that we're going to do, it's going to get fixed into place, okay? So I'll meet you at the corner. Okay, so I'm right here on the single just before the groups. So I'm going to do a 3 chain because we don't want it to be pulling on the curve here. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3, and continue to do the same thing. But the 3 chain I'm doing, it's only on the curve here because I don't want it to pull too much. 1, 2, 3, until we meet the end of the curve, and then I go back to my 2 chain again. So I'm going to meet you here. So now I've did my 3 chain. So we have the single here almost on top. So the first single here, until the first single here, that means one after the group. Okay. And now I'm doing my 2 chain and continuing to repeat the same thing as we just finished doing on the other side. So when you're going to get to the other corner, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to do your 3, and if your stitch is too tight, like for some of you that are doing 3 here, then do 4 on the curve, okay? It doesn't change anything. Oops, I have to do 2 chain only. So I'll meet you at the end once I am done with the 2 double crochets. Look how pretty this looks, right? We'll see the end result. I have no idea what I'm doing still at this point. I'm just going with the flow. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much reached the end, and I've closed in with a slip stitch. I'm doing 1, 2 chain, for some of you 3 in the next space, the next double crochet. So we're creating those 2 little groups like here. I'm going to try 1 chain if it works for me. If it doesn't, then I will have to change the pattern up a bit. Probably have to do a whole row to make sure that it's not going to pull. So we best be safe than sorry. So 2 double crochet inside of the space here. 1, 2 double crochet. Now remembering it's not like I have a pattern in front of me. I'm creating it as I'm going. Okay. Now I want to make sure that this flower is not going to, so 1, 2, and 3. So let's say on the 3rd one, I don't want it to be flopping to the front. So what I'm going to do is there's the little chain back here. I'm going to close it like that so I can stay tidy up. So I have 2 double crochets in here. I should have done right in the middle of the other one. No, it's fine. So it's 1 double crochet. Okay, 1 more double crochet inside of here. So that makes the 2 double crochet in the space of the 2 chains, and double crochet over double crochet. Having it like that. So 2 on top of the double crochet. 1 double crochet. We're going to tie it up with a single and then another double crochet in the space, and then 2 double crochet again. So again, we're going to come in 1 double crochet, and right behind it, see if you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. So I have this little loop here from the single that we did for the peacock, right? Now sometimes, even if it's hard to go in, sometimes you can grab a smaller hook, and I want to make sure I grab the 2 behind here because I don't want it to be pulling only on one. So single, and then on the same space again here where we have the chain, 1 more. and on top of the double crochet. And I'm only doing this to the flower because I don't want, you know, in case the pattern is going to pull, I don't want the flowers to fall on the back. Okay, so at least it stays together in place. You know, this lighting really, really sucks, I know. See if I can get more. And again, so inside of the space here, 1, and then we're going to go right in the middle of the picot where we have the middle picot, and I'm just going to come right through these loops back here. And it has to be like the back loops because we don't want the white to show up in front. Now, if you don't want to do the single, you can just do a slip stitch on it too, you know, if you don't want it to be showing too much of that single. Oops. 1 double crochet the next space, and then 1 per space. Okay, so look at it. Doesn't it look so pretty? So I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, I pretty much finished doing this row, so I slip stitch knot after I did my double crochet right next to tying in the middle. Chain 2 for me. For some of you, chain 3. And we're just going to repeat everything again. So we're just doing double crochet over double crochet. Simple as that, not complicated at all. And I'll meet you at the edge corner to see if we need to add any double crochets because we don't want it to be pulling either. Okay, so just double crochet over double crochet. I forgot to mention, when you get to where we tied the single on the flower, we're also going to do a double crochet. Okay, so we probably won't need an increase because we're already doing pretty much an increase on these singles. Okay, almost forgot about that. As I'm going, like I said, this is when my brain functions to do what I need to do because I'm just creating as I'm going. So here we have the single. And then the double crochet that we did right next to it. And then we have both double crochets. Okay. Now, if I had found that it is too crumpled up, then I wouldn't do a double crochet on top of the single. I'm going to do a little bit more. If I find that it's a little bit too much, then we will skip the single that we did on the flower. Let me test it out. Okay, so it looks pretty good. I'm at my corner and I'm not adding anything on it because we're already doing on top of the single. Okay, so this is where I have my single. So we're just doing, actually that's my double crochet. This is my single. So we're pretty much just doing double crochet over double crochet and one where we have the attachment, the single for the flower. Okay, just continue to do like that all the way to the end, and then I'll meet you at the end. Look how pretty that looks. Oh, that look pretty. Now it's nighttime and the lighting is not good, but I'm going to continue tomorrow daytime so we can have more clarity and you can see the beautiful red that just stands out on the green and the white. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much finished doing my row. I went up chain 2 and I continued again 1 double crochet per space. Okay, so this is row 3 on the white. Now just before the corner we have the motif here, and we have 1 single here and 1 single here. So right on the single, going straight up, I add 2 on the same space. Okay, so right above I added 2 on the same space, and then we're going to increase again on the other one here. So then 1 per space. Okay, so we added on the first single here 2 on the same space, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on the 11th one, which becomes not the single here, but the 3rd single after we have added here. Okay, so we don't add here because it still belongs to this one here. So I'm going into this one here. So on my 11th, I'm adding another double crochet. I'm going to continue again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we added 1 here, and I'm just adding more or less where I see I have the motifs here. There's not a necessary count for it. It's just to make sure that we add at least the 7 times, like the 7 motifs here. So 1, so I added 2 already here, so I'm going to add another one here. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on my 6th one again. So like I said, it doesn't mean that you have to have a specific count for it. You just go accordingly, and then you continue again, and you do the same count on the other side as you did on this side, so it can balance out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to add another one here. I'm going to continue, and I'm going to add another one where I have it here. So I've added, let's just recap that. So I've added on my 2nd single here of the white. Okay, so I added 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops, no, sorry, I have to come back here. So here I added the first one on the first single here, right on top of the motif. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On the 11th, I added 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 6th, I added 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 6th again, I added 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 6th, I'm going to add another one together. As long as I can fit 7 fittings in there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then again 1, 2, 3. Now I might have to go to video 2 for this one because it's going to take too much space on my mobile. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, On my sixth space, I'm going to add another one on the same space. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to add one more. Oops. On my sixth one, I'm going to add one more together. Okay, so on my sixth one, I added one more on the same space. So now we have 7 increases. Okay, we're going to do the same amount on the other side by counting the same amount. Okay. Okay, so I finished doing my row and I've added my 7 increases by skipping the 6th space. Only here at the beginning we skipped the 11th space. Okay. I'm going to do one more row, and where we added the 2 together, we're going to add on the same space 2 together. Okay, so we're just going to continue to do 1 per space until the corner, and then I'll come back to you at the corner. So chain 2 or chain 3 for some of you, and continue to do 1 double crochet per space. Okay, so I've reached where I have the 2 together. On my second one, I'm adding 2 together again. So we're increasing again. So where we have the 2 together, we're going to add on the second one 2 together. And then you can cut your thread. We're changing into the green. Okay, everyone, so I'm going to start with the green now. And as you see here, we have the motif here. So we have this flower here. I'm going to go right up top. It's about the center of the flower. And I'm going to start doing the single. So this row is going to be the same thing as the previous row that we did here at the beginning, only singles all the way around. And when we get to the 2 double crochets, we're doing 2 inside of the second double crochet. Okay, so nothing to it, just 1 per space, single crochet all the way around. Okay, so when I get to the end, I'll show you the 2 on the same space. Okay, so we've gotten to the part here where we have the first 2 double crochets. So inside of this one, we're going to do 2 singles. Okay, so we're increasing and then continue with 1 single crochet per space until we get to the next 2 double crochets here. We're going to add 2 on the second double crochet. Okay, and then we're going to create the stems like we have here for the flower. Okay, so I've come to the end. I've closed in with slip stitch. I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 on the same space, double crochet, 2 chain on the same space, 2 double crochet. So this is no different than the stems that we did down here for the flowers, the same thing. 1 chain. I'm coming in, I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 5th one. So it's going to be every 5th one. We're going to create the stem, 2 double crochet, 2 chain on the same space, another double crochet. So we're going to have 4 double crochets on the same space. 1 chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to do this all the way around, and then we have the last row, which will be the red for the flowers, and we're pretty much done after this. Okay, so continue yours and I'll continue mine until the end, and then cut your thread. Last row, we're creating the flowers with the red, so slip stitch knot. Now this one we have 4 double crochets and 3 picot. I might have to do 5 on this top one. I'm going to see. So pretty much you can go anywhere on the V here. I'm going to single, try to hide my thread. 1, 2, 3, so, and 4. I'm going to do my picot on the second one here because I use only single and 2 chains for double crochet, but some of you that have a very tight stitch do 5 chains instead of 4 like I did. So double crochet, 1, 2, 3, picot. So we've done the picot. So 1 single, I did 4 chains, and then I came back on the 3rd chain and did the picot. Again, double crochet, 1, 2, and 3, picot. Again, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say I probably have to do 5 double crochets in order for the flower to really stand nice. And 1 more. So this is 5 double crochets and 4 picots. Now, in the center, single. And again, start the same thing. Double crochet, 1, 2, 3, picot. So I think I'm going to continue with 5 double crochets and 4 picots. If you think it's better 4 double crochets and 3 picots, like the one here, by all means, you can just leave it like that. I think it will just look nicer for the finishing touch. But if it's too crumpled up, then we don't do the 5 double crochets, okay? We don't want it to be flowers too crumpled up on top of each other. So I'll check how this comes out. I think it's perfect. Okay, so 5 double crochets, 4 picots, and 1 single in between the stems. So this is about it for this tutorial, people. Thank you so much. And please give a thumbs up on the video. Slow down the video on the 3 little buttons up top on the corner. And you can see it in slower motion, the stitch that I'm doing. Put your CC caption right next to the 3 little dots. There's a CC. Click there. The letters will appear down here as I'm speaking. You can pause and take notes. Thank you, everyone. Until next time, I'll have everything in display once I'm done. Thank you. Bye-bye.